Well, hello, and welcome as ever to the basement farm here in Felsbrunn in Farming Simulator 19. It's coming up on 2 o'clock on the afternoon game day. We've just finished some jobs and some tidying up around here. We've done just contractor 2 just to keep up our money count ready, and I see our corn is ready to harvest, so that will do us for today. Let's have a quick run down the road to the shop where we will need to get our corn header to harvest our lovely corn. So whilst I am tempted to just teleport over there, that doesn't seem really the way to play in a non-time-lapsey video. So there we go. I've already parked it there so the guys we can pretend we're looking at it to make sure the header fitted, which it will, which is very good news, obviously. You may recall we bought a header trailer to haul the things around with to make sure we can go on the roads, and I brought that over as well. So, nobody coming there. Good-o. Oh yes, I forgot we've still got a couple of bags of fertilizer going on there. At some point I will probably take those home. But for now, let's dive straight in. Lease our corn header. The John Deere I don't think will fit. It's got quite a working width on it indeed. But this corn champion certainly will. So we'll go for that one. We're only going to lease it for now because I've only got one field, so buying it for 19,000 is probably a little excessive. So let's jump in here, get started up, pop it on the trailer, get back and get harvesting our corn, which is a new one for me. I haven't done this in 17 or 19. I do remember towards the end of 17 I did sow a field of corn, but then first of all life got in the way, and then after that 19 got in the way. One of these days, if I suddenly get lots of hard drive space, I will probably revisit Goldcrest Valley, maybe harvest everything we've got, maybe there we go. Oh, that fits nicely on there, doesn't it? And sell up and see what sort of money we've got. Maybe work out a cheeky way of transferring it over into Felsbrunn, but that's just the realms of fantasy. There we go. Fits nicely on our trailer. It was a little bit far forward. I nearly catch it with a straw swath there. But as it happens, we don't. Okay, so let's groove straight back to the field and get going with our harvest. We can beat that car, no problem. Good-o. Right. Let's keep it in cab because it's a little bit quieter. And talking of quiet, just to fill some time, I have been asked here and there. Well, I was asked once. Okay. My wife said, what is it you do when you're doing all the time-lapse stuff that doesn't need talking? Well, what a thrilling question, and I'm happy to answer it. I generally listen to the BBC iPlayer. Other online services are available, etc., etc. But the thing I listen to on there is the Craig Charles Saturday Night House Party. A nice bit of general funk and soul for you there. If it's a particularly long video, well, sometimes it's Gary Davis's Sounds of the 80s, but most of the time Craig Charles will see me through. And there we go, back at the farm with that useless piece of information, which is, if you know me, probably something of a surprise. I am not noted for my taste in funk and soul, much more of a rocker. There we go, that worked out very well. Yep. Much more of a rocker. But there we go. So there you go. Any questions? Fire them over. I will happily answer them. Here we go. Let's unfold that, lower the header down, and we are good to go. Turn that on and get going. There we are. I think when I come back down, I'm going to do a couple of passes across the bottom, just because it's fairly hard to turn stuff round with the horse paddock where it is. Yeah. Actually, talking of things I listen to while I game, when I get a new game, I generally try and pick an album that goes with that game. Certainly story-driven games, it's like, that's what I'll be listening to whilst I'm doing this. But with Farming Simulator not so much being story-driven, I tend to just put the... Oy vey, that's a steep turnaround. Tend to just put the radio on and let it crack on. There we go. Fantastic. Well, this is going well indeed. Let's hope it doesn't take up all our time, having gone... In fact, I think probably this will be the video for the day, but we'll keep talking about it. I am pretty sure... Oh, we're missing some of the edge there, Luke. That's not good. I'm pretty sure that the cotton... not the cotton, sorry. I'm fairly sure that the sugarcane will be ready for the next... there you go, let's go across the bottom here. Will be ready for the next video, probably tomorrow game day morning. So once this is all done and finished, we should be ready to harvest that. I think we should have enough in the old coffers to hire the machinery we need. We need a specific sugarcane harvester, which is painfully slow and quite a big one. Oh, there's a bit there that hasn't grown. That's annoying. Right, well, for now, let's just do this. And we'll go up there. That'll do, yes. The sugarcane harvester does not have a hopper in it, if you like. It just spits all the sugarcane straight out. So the only real way to do it right now is to set that on a worker and follow it round with a chaser bin. So not only do we need to hire the harvester, but also the big chaser wagon. When you move away, it will just stop. So, two lots of expense, but we should certainly be able to cover it with the contract work we've been doing. So, there we go. So that should do that. I think in the PC game there are a couple of trailers you can haul behind the actual harvester itself, but I don't think they've really yet properly appeared here on the PlayStation, so that probably also applies to the Xbox. But hey, these things happen. It'll be a bit of fun. It will be definitely a day for a time-lapse. I wouldn't bore you with that. I'll do some talking at the beginning, and then we'll just time-lapse it. Get on with it. To keep the time-lapse itself fairly interesting, what we will do is mix up the jobs as well. I'll do some of it on cam, some of it off cam, just to get it done. And then we'll get it sold. Which should free up the field. I've also been looking around the map, or the town, if you want to really stick with the realism thing. Oh, that's what we need to do. Let's go and get all those extra... Why is there corn appearing in the middle of nowhere? Well, we're definitely harvesting stuff. It just keeps appearing in front of the harvester. Some sort of magical field. There must be some sort of graphical... a graphical glitch there. Well, this is... Tell you something. This is filling up very nicely. We've got 60%. We've only done a few passes, so we should be on for quite a nice haul on this one. Especially if we keep finding invisible corn like there was there. That was certainly a very different... Ooh, hello. That's not right. That was different. I've not seen that before. Okay, well, let's pick these errant bits up and then we can get back on with this. There we go. So sometimes I have invisible corn, and then I drive over others that will not harvest. Well, isn't that very, very interesting indeed? Okay. Well, by the looks of this, I think this is going to take us quite a while, and you probably don't want me wittering all the way through it. So, even though it's not a time-lapse day, I think what I'll do is finish this field. I'll time-lapse it a little bit. Computer's gone to sleep. Let's just make sure it was still recording the audio, which it appears to have been doing. There we go. Fortunately, we don't have crop destruction on, so even if I catch that, it ain't gonna matter. Oh dear. We are stepping way outside the rows today. And Mr. Strange one there as well. So yes, that will do. I will probably time-lapse this. We're coming up to 74%, so I think what I'm going to do is get this lined up for the next pass, set it on a worker, and go and get a trailer. And get started there. Hire a worker, let's jump out. We'll use our big trailer, I think, because based on what I'm seeing there, we're going to get quite a yield from it, so that's quite nice to know. Yes, I know he nearly has a full grain tank, that's fine. There we go. Oh, and he's cost us a wage as well. 4 whole monies. That must have been for about a minute's work. There we go, that all appears to be already lined up, so... No. There we go, we have to be careful with this because the front of it doesn't fit underneath the harvester's big pipe thing. Ah, good. When I was doing some off-camera work, I noticed my horses had mysteriously decided to change colour again, but I see that they're back where they were, and that is much appreciated. Let's get out of that car's way. So, when we fill this, I think I will indeed hit up the... Oh, you're turning that way, are you? How nice. We will indeed time-lapse for the end of today. Just for this field. That should see us for this episode, certainly. And from there, we'll be okay. So I shall visit you at the end. See, it did get caught on the pipe. I thought it would. Let's go. Underneath it. Well done. And if I can park there somewhere, that should do. I see the latest update in the bottom right. The latest update on PlayStation has added a percentage fill meter. You can just see that as the literage goes up. And also the word for what you're carrying or sowing or whatever it is. Which, if you're me and not completely down with all the icons, is something of a relief. There we go, so that's 5,000 litres from not really... What's he doing? 5,000 litres from quite a bit of... Oh, we should be on for a nice haul anyway. I don't really know how much we're going to get. But there we go. Let's leave you parked there. I shall go and relieve the worker. I'll let him do that turny round thing, because it always gets tricky when you're turning round. There we go. So, you carry on turning round when you are ready, sir. I think that counts as ready, so you can do that. And I will carry on. So, it's quite a short episode today, but there was only really that one thing going on, which is getting our corn harvested. So, for now, I'll time-lapse through. I'll take it up to the sell point, so that we're ready for tomorrow. Then, well, tomorrow game day anyway. But when this harvest is done, take it up there and we can sell it all in the morning. So, I will see you on the other side. Ta-ta for now. And here we are, just about at the end of the cornfield. I'll empty the harvester with what we have, then we'll turn that off. I'm going to leave it resting here, just in case the that last little bit of field suddenly decides to ripen. If it does, I'll drop it in the old silo. I'll see what we've got in the silos, actually. May have a little bit extra we can go sell. I'll keep it around 10,000 litres or so, just because that's a nice round number. Whilst we're there, I'll figure out where we're going to take it, and I will take it. So let's just park that under there so that we're ready. What are we thinking here? Let's see. So corn is there on the right-hand side, is it not? Yes, it is. We could take 1,500 out of there, and we need to get this straight down to Port South East, do we not? So let's do that. I wanted another 1,500, which will take us to about 13,700. That'll do. Close enough. We've got a little bit extra there as well. So let's groove down with this to Port South East. See how we've sold, and that can be it for this video. Off camera, I think I'll do another job or two, mainly because I think I've identified a field or two that I'm going to look at buying when we've had our hopefully bumper sugarcane harvest. Heave ho, that's what I'm talking about. So I'll do those off camera just to make sure that we buy a field that's full of crops, and then we can harvest it and sell it straight away. So that should do us for today. Obeying all the relevant road rules as well. This should net us... Whoa. There we go, let's get an indicator going. Oh, there is a bump in the road. I saw that car take it. I thought, that's weird. Okay. Let's hope he's not going the same way we are, otherwise it's going to be a long, slow journey. Oh, we're turning off. Ha ha ha. There we go. Hopefully an uneventful journey. I am not noted for my driving skills in this game. Or indeed my parking skills in this game. But however it goes. My real life parking, not that bad. I am now quite glad I bought this big trailer. Otherwise trying to juggle 15,000 litres between those two smaller trailers and would just be a little bit crazy. I can possibly tandem on it all, going round a roundabout. And being from the UK, I'm driving on what I consider to be the wrong side of the road. So this, oh, there you go, caught the curb. So this is all just a little bit tricky to me. Oh, there we go, that's where we need to be going. Let's even indicate as if we're doing this properly. There we go. Hope the price is still okay by the time we get there. 13.93, still the best price. Fantastic. And here is our stop. This is quite a corner to take. Ugh. Fantastic. And the sell point is just round here in the corner. So we'll sell up. See what our haul... I want to say ill-gotten gains, but no, we worked pretty hard for these. We fertilised and all the other stuff you do. So let's drop all that off there. See it tipping out. Then we'll look up to the top right and see what it was worth for us. And our survey said 19,000. Well, that will certainly cover our the hire of the sugarcane equipment, and that is some fairly good news. So, with that, I think for this video, I will bid you goodbye. Thank you as ever for watching. If you can like the video, we would love that. Subscribe's also hugely appreciated. Any comments or questions, do fire them over. And I will see you next time when we're ready for our bumper sugarcane harvest. So, bye-bye for now. Bye!